Are you in there?
Sure am.
Good.
Show your drink.
We just got LMNT, electrolyte sparkling water in, and it's so freaking good. Highly recommend.
In a can.
In a can, yeah. It has 1,000 is that milligrams or milligrams? Yeah, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 of magnesium. No sugar and no caffeine, so you're not dehydrating yourself by drinking it.
But it feels like you're drinking a soda.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
Okay. But I highly recommend drinking them cold.
Yeah.
Cold's better.
Yeah, they're not good lukewarm.
No.
Yeah. So last weekend was the GNCC at Powerline Park. What is that, round 7?
Yes.
Round 7. It rained. Nothing new. It's kind of expected, like after last year and then the start of this year. I mean, I feel like it's just going to rain.
Mm-hmm.
Just be ready, no matter what kind of thing. I did not race. I decided to work on getting my hand, thumb, wrist, whatever it is, in a better state. So whenever I do race, I will hopefully be able to hold on a lot better and not be in pain, kind of thing. I went ahead and drove to the GNCC, which was about 10 hours, to have Dr. Tanner do a plasma something.
Transplant? I guess.
Yeah, like,
I guess you call it?
yeah, you just basically pull some blood out, spin it around, and shoot the plasma into the problem area, the joint. And so he did that. And now it's just a waiting game to see, like, if it's going to help for one, and then two, how long is it, like, going to take before I start noticing that it's working, and then three, how long is it going to last? So if it works, it's something I'll probably have to do once a year, maybe twice, depending on how long it lasts. And then the other option is surgery, which we're going to try to avoid. But either way, we have a game plan, and it's kind of a relief versus, like, going into every race not knowing if I take my bike off the bike stand, is it going to hurt and be really bad, or all the rocks and bumps, and it got frustrating, and it was limiting me more than I would like, even at work. Like, have to pick things up differently and just really pay attention to make sure I'm not going to, like, aggravate it and then not be able to function. So that's basically what's been going on for 2 years since it happened at Snowshoe in 22. I was thinking you might have an answer to this, but since I didn't have to prep for a race last week, I wasn't stressed. Like, it was just kind of, I can get other things done that I usually don't have enough time to, because I don't have to prep the bikes and the van and meal prep for the weekend and do all the gear stuff and whatnot. So if racing's fun, why is that so stressful?
I would say, because I know what you're feeling, so, like, I even feel it differently if it's, like, a local race.
Yeah.
Even any PG, I feel it differently than, I guess, a GNCC. I would say you're almost, I guess I would say it's stressful because you know what you're about to put your body through. You know the level of intensity that you have to be at to perform. You know how the competition is. You know where you should be at. You want to make yourself happy. And you want to do good. And you want to do that in any race that you ever do. But for some reason, GNCCs, if that is your main series, nothing other than if Loretta's is your main goal of the year, you know, it's the same feeling for everyone. So I feel like your mind kind of gets tricked when you have a lower race, I guess you could say, because it doesn't feel that same pressure. So you're kind of tricking your body and tricking your mind into taking deeper breaths throughout the week and not feeling that stress overload as you would, you know, going to a GNCC. So I guess to answer your question would just be, you stress yourself out because, you know, you're wanting to do good that weekend, and you want to do good, you know, like I said, every other weekend. But GNCCs are the big show to a lot of people, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. And when I think, like, when I line up at any other race, and I've been trying to trick my mind to doing this at GNCCs, but I tell myself on the line, you got nothing to lose. And I do that a lot, you know, when you're going to a local race or not a big race, you know, your mind is used to not having to all that stress. So, I don't know. I don't know if I went around the circle, but...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's just, I wonder how much that actually hinders your results. Because, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it does. Because if you're stressed, like, your body, you can feel it in your body.
Mhm.
And so it's just, I don't know, something I've been thinking about and then trying to think of ways. Like, yeah, you're exactly right. Whenever we're getting ready for a local, it's like, oh, I got all week to do that. I don't care. But
So-
GNCC, it's like Monday rolls up and like,
Yeah.
crap, I have 1 million things to do.
In 3 days, if you
Yeah.
live 10 hours away
Like, yeah, exactly. So,
to every race.
yeah. And like, even if, like, say we have a week in between, I think I have 2 weeks, but no, I just have 1 week, I feel
Yeah.
like, by the time. It's just,
Yeah.
it's
You're
not a
prepping
good.
for that weekend a week ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's healthy. And I'm just going to try to think of, like, I guess ways to kind of chill out a bit. I don't know. I thought about, like, Mariah, she said she has, like, a list on her phone, a checklist, and she marks it off after it's been done. But she said, at the same time, if she forgets to mark it and they're on the road, then she has a meltdown. Because she doesn't know if she really did it or not. So, I don't know. And I don't think it's lack of time management, really. I think it's just knowing you gotta do it all, I think. Like what
No,
you
yeah,
said.
yeah.
And then what's about to happen.
Yep. And, you know, everyone has their own expectations. So, you know,
Yeah.
when you're showing up to the big show in our eyes, you're leaving it all out there. And, you know, that's where everyone's watching. That's where all the teams are. That's where all your sponsors are. That's where everyone looks after for results. It's not a big deal if, you know, oh, I went to an IXCR this weekend, didn't do my best. Well, not a lot of people are going to know about it unless you talk about it. So, GNCCs, everyone's checking results, lap times, overalls, everything. Doesn't matter who you are. They're looking at everything. So, that's kind of the stress of all of
Yeah.
this. But,
Yeah. But at the end of the day, racing's supposed to be fun.
Mhm.
And to keep the fun in it.
you gotta I've been trying to trick my mind, so I'll tell you this story, and I wanted to wait because I knew we were going to do a video. I woke up at 3:20 this morning. I got ready and left the house at 3:50, and it didn't occur to me I was an hour early. I didn't have my gym clothes. I didn't even prep for the gym. I set my alarm last night thinking that's the time I'm supposed to get up. I woke up, so my alarm goes off it was supposed to go off at 3:25. That was my alarm. I woke up at 3:20, and I was like, oh, like, normally I'd go back to sleep and just wait for the 5 minutes, but I got up, and I'm like, oh man, like, I'm doing good. And my mind, like, I wasn't, like, it didn't feel any different to me. And, like, I was literally half a mile from the house, like, you know, just left, and I looked at the time, and I'm like, it says I'm going to get there at 5:48. I don't show up here until 6:45. Like, I'm like, what am I doing? I turned around and went back to sleep for an hour. But if I would have had my gym clothes, I would have just texted you and said, hey, I'm coming. But I wasn't going back home to turn around and go back. That wasn't happening. But I that's kind of why I said trick your mind. Because like, my mind thought I was good. Everything was great. Until I realized, and then I got tired. It was so weird. Like,
Yeah, you were fine.
I was fine, and then I figured it out. Oh, that's not right. I need to go back to sleep. Yep. So that happened. So, kind of thing.
With a 5:30 gym session that requires you to drive for 2 hours to go do it.
I was up and ready and left this morning. I just didn't have the gym clothes.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's step. It's a step.
I know I can do it. That's what irritates me now, is like, crap, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So, and I went to bed at 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not
so,
super early.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I came back home, hung out with my family, and then just tried to chill out and relax because we don't have too many free weekends in the race season. I'd say no, free weekends really, from February through November. So whenever I had a minute, I just decided I should take advantage of it and just try to be ready to go racing. And I think the next race I'm going to do is the GNCC. I'm going to take the 3 weeks in between off. Dr. Tanner said to do 2 for sure. 3 would be cool, but we'll just see. Go from there. So, Preston had a pretty exciting race. It took her 30 minutes probably to tell me about it earlier, and let's hear it again.
Okay.
All about it.
So,
Start with the start.
okay. Okay, so the start, I was dead last. So, not shocking, my starts aren't the greatest. I suck at starts. But I was dead last, and then I made maybe 2 passes in the 3rd corner. And if you went this weekend, there's a start, you do your 3 corners, and then you go all the way around. So we're going all the way around, and there's a girl that just starts wheeling across me. And I'm not joking, she was wheeling sideways across the track. It was pretty funny, it made me laugh. And anyway, I think there was 10 girls. I don't know, I think I was 8th by the time we got to the 1 mile marker. Made another pass, I think I was 7th. I really don't know. There's so many girls now in that class, and we're all, I would say, decently close the first lap, so I think I was 8th, 9th, somewhere 79, whatever. And I kind of found myself alone for about, I would say, 4 or 5 miles. And then Jocelyn ended up catching me kind of towards the end of the lap. We rode the whole race together, other than 6 miles. It was fun. It reminds me of our mini days. We've been racing neck and neck since 2017, 2018. So nothing new. We love it. We have a good time with it. So we were battling, and it brings both of our true characters out in racing. I don't think, we're friends off the track, but when we have those helmets on, we fight each other. So it's fun. So we were back and forth, and I got some pit boards that we were catching the girl in front of us, and we ended up catching her, I want to say right before the 2nd lap begun, because I think we did the whole 2nd lap with her. All of these races run together at this point. When you're out there for 2 hours, you kind of blur out, so bear with me. I think we caught her at the end of the 1st lap, beginning of the 2nd lap, and then we rode with her pretty much the whole entire 2nd lap. And we only did 3 laps this weekend, just with the conditions and stuff. But so middle of 2nd lap, we're all 3 right there together. And then I think we were battling for 4th or 5th at this point. Rachel Goodish ended up, we saw her on the side of the track. Don't really know what happened to her. I know, she was fine. I saw her up and walking, but, so I think we were battling for 5th, us 3, and then we ended up catching, Shelby Turner, who was in 4th. So then all 4 of us were going into the last lap together, battling for that 4th place position. And that's super fun. We did the same thing, kind of a little bit different girl crowd, but me and Jocelyn were also battling at Hoosier for, with 2 other girls. So it's been fun battling with a bunch of girls lately. So that, it keeps it entertaining for sure. Especially in a mud race, you really just got to get lucky sometimes. We went into the last lap, the 3rd lap, last lap, all 4 together. I was 6th, when we went through the scoring, I believe, and we were all right there together. I ended up gassing right before we hit the 1 mile marker going into last lap, so I got gas and I pulled out, I think right ahead of Jocelyn, and I kind of got a little bit away from her. I didn't hear her behind me, and then I ended up getting stuck around the 4 or 5-ish mile marker. I got myself out, and I pretty sure when I got out, she got out, or she was right behind me. We rode we rode the whole way through. I kind of got a little bit of a gap again, and I was probably a mile and a half, not even, from the finish the last lap, and I was fighting. I wanted to catch up to the two girls, that we were battling with earlier in the race, and I ended up getting stuck on an uphill, kind of my fault situation. I should have looked at the hill before I attempted. But a nice guy came up, helped me, and as I was getting unstuck, Jocelyn, as I was getting unstuck, she's right beside me on the left, and we come up and we bump elbows, and she got the left, so she was on the inside, so she got it on me, and followed her through the mud hole. It was pretty much a mud hole all the way until you get out to the field, and I knew once we got out into the field, it was going to be really hard to pass her. Either, she goes to the outside or crashes. It was kind of the only way I was going to get her from there, just being so close to the finish. And we get out to the last mud hole right before you pop out, literally like you're getting out to the field, and the Yamaha girl, she's stuck in the mud, and I follow Jocelyn through the mud hole, and we're both neck and neck through the field, and it was intense for sure. And then unfortunately she ended up crashing probably like half a mile from the finish in a rutted corner that was pretty long, and I knew it was there, so thankfully I went on the inside before we trained it, because if I would have been behind her, I would have had to wait. I didn't want to hit her, so I went on the inside, past her, and made it to the end and finished 5th on the day. And I would say I rode very timid the first lap. I tend to do that. If you've ever heard me talk about a race, I do that quite a bit. It's like I have to remind myself, you don't have to be scared because it's slick. And it was super slick our first lap. So slick. I think everyone probably rode a little timid, but I was really timid. So I wish I wouldn't have done that. But other than that, I'm pretty proud of myself for how I kept fighting, kept coming back. All 4 of us were just neck and neck. I just had a really fun race, honestly. Hoosier was super fun. Old Gray was super fun. I feel like lately I've kind of been having a lot of fun on my dirt bike, and the finishes have been great. I feel like top 5, I couldn't ask for much better, other obviously a podium, but
you're not too far off of it whenever you look at the times.
Yeah, this weekend, I think going in last lap, I was about 2 minutes off the 3rd place girl, but I kind of messed my last lap up a good bit, but.
Right. But from where we've started the season to where we're at now.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, Camp Coker was awful. Georgia was awful. I had some progress for sure compared to like the first 3 or 4. Yeah. So I'm building, and I hope I just keep building, and I'm having fun with all the girls. I think we all respect each other, and everything's going great. Sherco made it through perfectly. I couldn't ask for a better bike out there right now. It's going great. Everything's working great. I got Taylor and Steve right behind me, and it's been great. Team's going good, so I'm pleased. I'm happy, and I think I cried on the way back to the camper because I was just so happy. It was so fun, and I'm just glad everything's working out. So
yeah,
that was my weekend. Yeah.
Nothing else exciting throughout the weekend? No stories?
We didn't see the Northern Lights. Oh, Steve?
Oh.
Do you want me to tell Steve's story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
So I talked to Steve on Lucas's starting line, the PM start.
Steve Levan,
yes. And he, we're talking about my race, and then I asked him, did you win? And he's like, yeah, I won. It wasn't the best. I don't feel that great about it. And I was thinking, he barely won. Like it wasn't good. Maybe he was, second the whole day in the first place, had a mechanical. Come to find out, he won by 6 minutes. I'm sorry. If I win by 6 minutes, I'm going to be like, yeah, I had a great day. And nothing couldn't have gone any better. Nope, not Steve. He's like, yeah, it just wasn't my best ride. And I'm like, man, like, that's weird for Steve. Yeah, 6 minutes. So, that's
Yep.
Steve for you.
Yep. And you don't really know, like, which way he was, like, trying to say it, because he's hard to
No.
read sometimes, and he likes to mess with people,
Mhm.
and you just gotta be knowing that 90% of the time he's probably not serious, and just don't.
But he looks it.
Yeah.
He plays the part so
Yeah.
perfectly. Like,
Yeah, just don't get offended is the big thing.
Mhm.
And then, while I'm thinking about it, Cash, Brock French's little kid, he got third in his Pee-wee race, whatever the little guys are on, because he's
Yeah.
on the PW. He got third, made it on the podium, thanked Aunt Tay, which
Mhm.
is great, and then he raced the Stasic race, got the whole shot, and won.
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He
That's
had an
awesome.
awesome weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Bone cutter off road, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And then Brock got second, Hunter got first.
Oh, I saw some of his battling.
Yeah.
I was wondering how he did.
Yeah, it looked like they were pretty close.
Yeah.
And then you on fifth,
Steve won in.
Steve won.
Don't know how CJ did. Last time I
Yeah, last I
just
looked, he was in
Steve.
sixth.
That's what I saw, or
Yeah.
that's what Steve told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. All top tens.
yeah, solid weekend for the
Yeah.
crew. But nothing else crazy happened throughout the weekend?
We got stuck. I mean, what's new?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see the Northern Lights like everyone did.
Why? Were you sleeping?
I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I was tired. I was in bed.
It was a cool thought until you realized what time it was.
Well, I didn't know what time. I had no idea they were even happening.
Yeah.
No
I didn't
idea.
know it was going to be in Ohio. I knew, like,
No.
about Missouri.
I had no idea at all, so I missed that.
They were pretty cool.
Oh, the pictures. I thought it was fake. I thought everyone was just like, it was like,
A filter. or something.
yeah. I was like, oh, like, this is weird. But no, I wish I would have seen that. But oh, well, I guess.
Maybe another time.
Maybe go to Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there is anything else, really. Track was really fun. Like, the layout was super fun. The field sections were probably, like, the best GNCC field sections we've ever had, in my opinion. Like, the ruts were super good. The dirt was really good in the fields, just because the sun got to it more, but our bike only was pretty cool. I felt like we were in Sumter sometimes, and sometimes I felt like we were in a jungle. Literally. But yeah. So.
Sounds like it was a good weekend.
Yeah.
And what are you doing this weekend?
We have another area of regional, or another area qualifier. We're doing another one. Same region though, but I think it's in Illinois. I think it's Indian Hill Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Could be saying that totally wrong. I don't know.
I think my gas rep's going to be there.
Oh, cool.
Well, I guess hours. You typically work here.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. He was
Um,
talking about it when he was in last week.
So, I think I want to win one. I'd like to win, so might as well. We're going anyway, so like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
If you got to be there anyway.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Yep.
I'm excited to be the only Sherco there, probably.
Yep.
I like that.
It's a good feeling. Like,
yeah.
being on a name brand bike, according to most people.
Yeah.
It's like a chip on your shoulder kind of thing.
Or they ask what the extra gas can in the back of my fender is. I
Yeah.
have to explain to them. "Well, that's not a gas. That's coolant, and it's for off-road races."
Yep.
Or moto races. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
you could
Loretta's
need
last
it.
year.
Yeah, no kidding. That was awful. So yeah, hopefully I can get another whole shot. Let me know. Alright guys, that was our little recap today. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, that's it.
Subscribe.
Yep.